Hey you, I'm the Queen of Shade. Welcome to the interview. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and hit my Cash App to support your favorite content creator. Now let's get to the interview. Mwah. The Queen of Shade.
Let me tell you something. You're a bougie bitch and your mama is too. Said you're a bougie bitch and your mama is too. You're a bougie bitch and your mama is too. Said you're a bougie bitch and your mama is too.
Salutations, Stupos. This is your fabulous leader, the Queen of Shade, coming to you with another special presentation. I am so excited about getting to know people from around the world. I have done 170 of these since November. Conversations, they're not really interviews, conversations with awesome people, beautiful people, smart people, talented people, gifted people. And it has been just a wonderful experience for me, and I'd like to say for them too. So having said all of that, I have someone else that you need to meet today. Now, I came across this person last night, and it was because another one of the young men that I follow, he goes by Aritst, Ledom, he posted him in his stories. And I was on Facebook. See how they're merging everything? He posted on Instagram, shared it to Facebook, and I saw it. And thank goodness that when you share your stories to Facebook, it has the person's name. Because I detest when people post beautiful men, but they don't want you to be able to go to them. You know, they want them to kind of be in their own little basket. They don't want you to have access. And you guys know, I've been showing men on my platform since 2003, and I always tag them. Who am I to stand in the way of their potential lover or their potential opportunity that could change their life? So shout out to Aritst Ledom for sharing him. And I saw him and I reached out to him and he responded quickly. And I must tell you, we've been laughing ever since. He is a hoot. And I mean in a good way. So we're going to get to know him together. So I can't wait to say this name. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce you to Mr. Scooben von Duben. I'm going to say that's okay. You got animals around you. That's good. You're an animal daddy. That's good. I'm an animal mama. I got cats. Oh my God, I love cats. Dogs are good too, but you know, you got to be like, for me, I work so much that I need my animal to be a little bit more independent. A dog is looking at you like, okay, bitch, where we going for a walk? Because I need to go.
That part.
Yeah, so you gotta rush home from work. You gotta make sure you can't go on no trips. You can only go on day trips. Yeah, because after you done walk them in the morning, you gotta be home to walk them in the evening, in the afternoon. You know, I know people running home on their lunch break to walk their dogs. So
that part.
I didn't want to be that. So I was like, I'm gonna get me a cat in case something goes crazy and I go broke. She can hit the streets and fend for herself. Find her another home. She can like I need her to be able to handle herself. She looked at me like, mommy, if you go broke, bitch, I won't be in a bucket with you or a box with you. I'm gonna walk to the neighbor's house and and be looking at you out the window like you poor soul. Yes, that's what I need. I need that independent woman in my life. So I have a cat. But how are you today?
I'm good. I just got here. I was rushing, like, oh my God. I'll tell people at my funeral, I'm putting in my will that when I die, just roll the casket in like 15 minutes after everybody got here. You know, I'm always running back.
Let me tell them. So get this. You know how you have these little gifts on Instagram that you can send in your messages, right? So I text him. We've been texting all day. So I text him and I'm like, are you ready? He sends me a gift of a guy crashing through a wall, guys. Like, I was cracking up. Crashing through a wall, like, yeah, I'm here. I'm like, oh my God. I can only imagine. Now, mind you, you're from Miami, right?
Well, I live in Miami, yes, now.
Okay, so where are you from originally?
Cincinnati, Ohio.
Ohio. Wasn't there a
Yeah.
show that was famous? Cincinnati, WKRB in Cincinnati. Like, wasn't there? It was like, oh yeah, oh, I forgot. Oh, I'll be 40 in September. God, I'm sorry, I'm old. You know, you run around 22, 23.
I wish. No, I'm not that young.
Oh, but yeah, it was a show back in the 80s. And it was WKRB in Cincinnati. And it was like this whole like sitcom kind of thing. But anyway, so of course, I can already discuss or discover why you left Cincinnati, Ohio. You had to go find your heat.
That part.
Yeah, you had to go find your heat. So what caused you to settle in Miami?
Well, honestly, it's kind of a story. So in 2020, right before COVID, my oldest brother died.
Oh,
and
my condolences.
He passed on. Yeah, it was really sad, man. He died from an overdose, and it was just crazy. You know, I don't know. I don't want to say this lightly, but I don't know if it's just the Black community or what, but like, you know, it's so easy to just be like, oh well, you know, now somebody's on drugs. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I got a family member on drugs. You kind of get used to it. You give them money. But you know, you forget about that care, you know what I mean? And like they really are, like they're really out there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so when he passed, it just made me look at life a lot different, you know? Like stuff got real to me. I'm like, why am I living in Cincinnati, this German conservative town, when I'm like literally waiting? It's like, why change the place you are when you can go to a place to fit? You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Why fight them when I can just go and thrive somewhere? So
yes. I like that you said that. I'm gonna put a pin in it right there, and then I'm gonna let your story continue. I love that you said, why stay and fight with them when I can leave and thrive somewhere else? That's been my motto. Now, mind you, I'm a girl that, listen, I'm 40 years old. I didn't get here with a feminine voice and being feminine all my life. I had to fight, okay? All my life I had to fight, okay?
All my life, okay?
All my life. I will whoop somebody's ass, okay? I work out, I will whoop somebody's ass. But as I got older, I realized that why do I need to expel that kind of energy when I can just get up and take my sunshine somewhere else? And get it, they gonna miss me. I'm not gonna miss them. They gonna miss me. So I like that you said that. So please continue. So you're saying, okay, why am I there? I can just leave. So what were you incurring? Because it sounds like you're kind of like me. You were like the swan amongst all the little ducklings or the ducks. And it was kind of like, was that always kind of the thread of your life?
Well, I can say, yeah, definitely. I was definitely always the one that stood out, you know, for obvious reasons, for some that's not so obvious, you know. Yeah. And one time at church, I remember this pastor was preaching, and I'll never forget it. He said, sometimes it's not the plant, sometimes it's the soil. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like somebody could be telling you your whole life, like, oh, you need so much water, you need all this stuff, but you a whole cactus. You a whole cactus. They just sopping you up. You just soggy. You are just disintegrating. Everybody looking at you like, well, what the hell wrong with you? Nigga, this is too much wet. I need some dry heat. You know what I mean? You got to find what works for you, you know? So I had to hit it to the cactus land, palm tree, you know. But no, really what happened, my friend who grew up in Cincinnati too, he had moved down here with his wife and kids. And he had only been here for like a year, and he had already like got a tattoo shop. He was doing great, you know. He was like, bro, like you could bum on my couch. Like, I don't care. Just get out of Cincinnati, you know? And I didn't want to go at first, but then I came and visited, and I'll never forget that either. It was so weird. I'm hanging out in their backyard, and there's a tree, you know, and they're like, yeah, man. In about 2 weeks, you can see, look it up there. You see that avocado? I was like, it's a place in the United States where you could grow avocados outside. And I'm sitting up here with Buckeyes and it's hot. I don't like wearing no clothes. Ain't nobody never got no clothes. I'm like, what? It like hit me like, there is literally a whole nother place I could just be at and it would like be okay. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I was pulled here.
But what I love is, even from, because you know, I do my research. So I started getting in. Once I found your social media, I started delving in, and I was like, ooh, let me just say, okay, for everyone watching, everyone, you are so beautiful.
Oh,
You
thank
are so, Scooben, you are absolutely beautiful. You know, it's so crazy because it's called vitiligo, right?
you.
Okay. In fashion, there are so many models with vitiligo because you want to know why? It happens naturally. That's one thing about my community. I'm in the fashion community. I do a whole bunch of other stuff. Sing, we'll get to that with you as well. But they love the naturalness of beauty. When it happens like that, get this, they taught me years ago, I shave my own head, and I'm not completely bald. There is a little peach fuzz up there, but I never lined myself because I learned in fashion that they want the natural hairline. Just the naturalness, how, like you said about the soil, how it came out of the soil is how we want it. Now, the flip side of that is, and I'm not going to tell nobody's tea, but there are several models that have had to have rhinoplasties and implants and teeth done. And, you know, they've been a little, how should we say, they've been spruced up to be what they are. But even those people can look at someone who is just organically beautiful and respect it. And you are just such a beautiful creature. And what I love is Miami got you acting all kinds of crazy because you don't never have no clothes on your, where'd he go? Hold on.
Somebody trying to call me. Hold on.
Yeah, you gotta put it on Do Not Disturb.
Oh, how do I do that? Hold on.
Hold on, go into your focus, I believe. I love this, but I'm gonna still say what I say. He don't never have no clothes on.
I ain't never got them on. Hold on. You know what? Hold on.
He done walked out of frame. This one is worth it. Trust me. He's the salt of the earth.
I'm busy right now. I'll tell you.
He said I'm busy.
Like knocking on my door. Like what? I'm doing the whole interview, banging on the door. What happened to the old days where you don't answer the door, people go away? You don't go in the house and call me. Leave me alone. What's going on right now? Yeah. Black people.
Okay, everyone can tell that I am just enjoying myself too much. I'm supposed to be working, but it is like I love what I do. I love what I do. But I'm back to what I was saying. You have such a beautiful presence and body. And body, can we talk about the body, the legs, the glutes, the everything? I said, okay, and he is not ashamed to take a picture of it all. I love that. I love that. And you said something to me last night because like I said to you, and I was holding off telling you that you were beautiful because I wanted your reaction. I wanted your reaction when I said it. But you were like, yeah, all those kids are regretting what they used to say to me when I was younger because I stood out. You were like, all these kids. And now look, I'm doing interviews with the Queen of Shade. I don't know who this bitch is, but one day I will. Like, you know.
I knew you were.
I know you did because as soon as I like slid into your DM, you were like, "Oh my god!" Like I didn't have to say, "Oh hi." No, you were like, "Oh my god!" And then like I love it because he sends voice notes, so he was like, "Oh yeah." So like I love that, but I love that you found your, like you said, dry heat. I love that Miami is it for you because I can tell. I told him to come to this camera and be sexy and be ready. And he came, he was like, I can't. Plus, he just got home from work. So, you know, he had to pull the clothes off anyway. So I'm glad that you found your heat. Now, Mr. Scooben von Duben. Because I'm going to be saying that all night. I'm going to be saying that all night. Now you get to Miami and you start to, for lack of a better word, live. You start to explore. You start to branch out. You start to grow leaves. And before you know it, you're this beautiful subtropical, you know, utopian tree. Let's say it like I said utopian for the weed, but you know, I said utopian for the weed. But when did, because what they don't understand is they're like, okay, well, what does this person do? You're actually an artist. You are a recording artist.
Yes, I am, among other things.
Exactly. So tell us about all these other things. Tell me what you do, and then we'll talk about this recording contract and this recording career and this beautiful voice that I heard.
Well, I'm a dancer. I act. I'm a general creative. You know what I mean? I like to draw, like anything on stage. I'm just a creative person. It was funny when I was a kid, I wanted to go to the performing arts school. Cincinnati is famous for the School of Performing Arts. And it was like this, like literally like when I graduated sixth grade or maybe within a couple of years, it was like this huge scandal with some guy molesting kids. And they're like, you're not going down there with them people, you know? And I'm like, oh, so I kind of like missed out on that as a kid. But when I got older, I think I might have been 14, maybe, I don't know, maybe ninth grade, high schoolish.
14, 19.
I joined this theater company. It was Black owned. It was in Cincinnati, and I learned how to tap, I got basic learning with all this stuff, and I started doing hip hop. So the rest, I don't know, it was just crazy. The rest was just history. I just started getting into stuff. You know, you're doing gigs and just meeting different people, and they, you know, you just wind up in all type of crazy things. So
especially in Miami. Especially in Miami. Like, people don't understand about Miami. That's a different kind of American citizen down there. You know, you got all of the, you got the tropical weather, you got, you know, Cubans, you got everything coming from Latin America, South America.
From everywhere.
And then what happened? Let me add, and then what do those rich white fashion designers do? They come over to Miami to vacation. So you got all that money down there, all those clubs. I remember when I was younger, a man walked into my first job ever, working at a video store, where I was making a whole $5.75 an hour. Okay, that's how old I am. So, and said to me, he heard me speak, and I had long twists, and they were mine. And he said to me, he said, "You're out of place." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And he was like, "You shouldn't be working here." And I'm like, I'm looking at him because he was a gorgeous Black man, mind you. He was a very gorgeous Black man, very gorgeous. So,
like, where you about to take me?
Exactly, but I'm like, all right, but I live across the street, so I'm like, my mama can see out her window. My mama can see out her window, so I ain't leaving here because my mama can see out her window. So, you know, he said to me, he was like, "You belong in the clubs down in South Beach. You need to be performing." And God, if I had took him up on that offer, God knows what I'd be today. You know, I'm happy with what I am today and how I did it. It's on my terms. I own everything. But like, God only knows. Like, it had to been, what was it? What's that movie that came out? Showgirls? It'd have been one of those experiences. They're like, "Girl, you got to show your ass. Girl, you got to strut. You got to do this."
Do I have to?
So yeah, like, I've heard for a very long time that Miami was the place to be, especially like all of my guys. Like, I have a lot of guys that are in the adult entertainment industry. So I have a lot of friends and things like that. And I've done interviews with them, and they live in tropical weather. It's either California or Miami. And there are a lot of them in Miami. They keep trying to get me to come to Miami. And I'm just like, I will, but if I come, I'm not wearing no wig. It's hot as shit. I'm not wearing no wig. Like, I don't go out like this, Scooben. I don't go out like this. This is for work only. This is for work only. So I turn around and I will have on my tank top, my shorts, my flip-flops, my backwards hat. You'll be looking at me like, who is this? And I love that. Yeah, I have duality. Yeah, I have duality.
You get to.
Yeah, I have duality to me. So tell me, how many years have you been in Miami? You said 20. He came. So when did you get there?
So I'm just hit my year May 1st.
Nice.
So I'm a year and almost a month. I'm a year and a couple weeks.
So so you had that. You said you got that. So with your entertainment side and your artistic side, did it really explode in Miami?
So yeah, it was funny. I had actually started like doing modeling in Cincinnati. I was in a play at my church, the big church called Crossroads in Cincinnati, and we get this play called Awaited, you know. And it's like this soup. It's like a Christmas show on steroids. Like, it's crazy. But anyway, So this girl, she's like, oh my God, I'd love to shoot you. And I'm like, oh my God, I barely know you. What have I done to you to make you want to shoot me? And she's like,
not that kind of shoot.
She's like, no, I want to take pictures of you. And I'm like, okay, like, you know. And so I took some pictures with her, and I took a picture, like the guy was doing like backstage pictures, you know. And it was crazy because the first picture I posted on Instagram, maybe not, was like from the Christmas play. And some big dreadlocks page shared it, and that was like the first. I was like, I didn't go viral, but it was like, you know, I was like, wow, like I got 3,000 likes on a picture, you know, on their post. I'm like, that's crazy. Yeah. And so then I posted a picture that the girls took, and then we wound up in a BuzzFeed article. And I'm like, oh my God, like, you know, so it was crazy stuff happening. But then when I got to Miami, I met a guy, my friend Alfie, and he was doing a underwear line shoot with Carter Wear. Yeah. And so it was so random because he had like just said it casually, like, yeah, man, you model, you want to be like, you want to help me do an underwear? And I'm like, yeah, probably, you know, whatever. And so I had like forgot, you know, and then one day I wake up, he texts me like, hey, bro, can you shoot today? I'm like, sure. So we go shoot. I'm not thinking nothing of it. It's like, and it's, you know, jock straps. I'm like, well, you know, hey, it's underwear. We, you know, whatever. Hey, you know, shame my game, whatever. And so, you know, I wasn't thinking nothing of it. I just like, oh, my little Instagram can grow, you know, whatever. And freaking that page, like literally my butt cheeks broke the internet, okay? I was like,
yep.
Like more people know me from them cheeks than from anything else I do. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. I saw him. I was just going to tell everybody, y'all better get over to his Instagram page. Yep. Oh my God.
It was so it was like, I don't know, I would just always say it's such a redemption. You know what I mean? Like all the stuff I felt bad about in Cincinnati is like what people love about me down here. It's so awesome.
Yep, you get to go like you don't have to wear a mask, you don't have to wear a foundation, cover up makeup, you don't have to do any of that. You are absolutely beautiful. I'm telling you, there are fashion models right now making huge livings around the world, and they have the same thing, and it's just everybody loves them because I don't know what it is about. Get this, I met a man on that job who actually I hired because he wanted a job, and I hired him so that I could be around him more. But yeah, like he had vitiligo, and his name was Patrick, and he was literally like, it was so crazy because you have to be professional, but I've always like noticed the beauty in men, and vitiligo looks amazing on Black men. I kept staring at him all the time. And he would say to me, like, because I'd come over and I'd ask him to do things, and he'd be like, are you hitting on me? And I'd be like, no, I'm not hitting on you. Just do what I asked you to do. But really, like, he was so, like, to be in close quarters with him and to actually me, you know, and of course you can tell, honey, she likes men. So, you know, so you study everything about a man. The skin, the features, the everything. And he just was so beautiful. And I remember one day it rained and he had to come in the back where I was counting up the drawers and stuff. And he had to take off his shirt to put on his work shirt. Child, that was it. I'm over there and I turned, and he did it on purpose.
Oh, you know he did.
but he like, I saw his chest and I was just like, and I said to him, I said, Patrick, you are so beautiful. And he smiled from ear to ear, and he was like, you really think so? And from that moment, I saw a change in his self-confidence when he came into my store. Like when he came to work and I was there, we had amazing shifts because immediately he could tell I wasn't lying. He could tell I wasn't putting on or just trying to get him. I wanted him to understand how beautiful he was, because I am a firm believer, because I lived like that for so many years, even as a model. When you don't know what you look like, people take advantage of you. When you don't understand how beautiful you really are, and when I say beautiful, I mean unique, one of a kind, people take advantage of you. There's only one Scooben von Duben. There's only one. So it's like, you know, it's your look, but then on top of it, you know where I'm going. your name. Tell us where you got that name.
I'm telling y'all, it's not made up because it's too daggone random, okay? So look. So I'm old enough to the point to where I was on Facebook where you used to have a college ID to be on Facebook, okay?
Yes.
And I remember when they started letting all the random people in, the public, and it became what it is today. And so, eventually it was like, y'all better watch what you putting on Facebook. These jobs are looking up your name, and everybody started changing it, and wasn't having their real name. So I remember this girl I went to high school with. I cannot remember her actual last name, but her name was Amber. But she changed her name to Amber Von Peep Show.
Oh, wow, okay.
And I don't know why. I thought that was the funniest thing I had seen up until that point. And so my cousin, one of their nicknames was Scooby. And I was like, oh, I wish my name was Scooby. I don't know. It was random. But and so when I saw that, I was like, all right, I'm Scooben Von Duben. It's like Scooby-Doo, but it's like the, grown-up version, Scooben Von Duben. And I changed it to that, and it just never went away.
Let me tell
like, people think that's my real name sometimes.
Guess what? It is. Because it's the name you created for yourself. I was on Facebook back when you had to have an ID. And my name was Kali Payton. I was born Kali Amor Payton. I know what the hell my mama was. My middle name was Amor. But A-M-O-R, and she had the nerve to put the accent over the A.
With the accent, girl, it was a movie that.
Oh my God. So like when I found myself, I changed my name back in like 2006 to Bjorn. And I actually got that from a Scandinavian model that I followed. His name was Bjorn. So I changed my name government-wise to Bjorn Dufault. Dufault was a street in Paris when I was there modeling that like a lot of the agencies were on. It was a hidden street. And I loved it because the symbolism was, it's a street right under your nose. I'm right under your nose and you don't even know I'm here. Like, I like that. So that's why I chose Dufault. It has French origin. But it for me, it symbolizes, honey, I've been right under y'all nose the whole time. And now that y'all recognizing me, I'm telling all y'all to stay away because now y'all want what's in my pocket. Y'all want to capitalize on what I've built. I'm not a lunchbox.
Hey, I'm going to say it in 2 words. Mike Jones.
You know what?
Now I'm hiding, they all on me. Back it up.
Yes. Now they all on me. Like, oh, now they don't even like. And it's so funny because then I trademarked the Queen of. Get this. Listen to this. Listen to this. This is hilarious. But I didn't want anyone to own any part of me that I felt was mine. So my father's last name was Payton. He was never in my life. My mother, I grew up without her, drugs. So, and my father, and mental illness. I inherited all of that from them, but I managed to get it together. But I trademarked Bjorn Dufault. I trademarked Dufault, the last name by itself. I trademarked Kali, my first name. And then I trademarked the Queen of Shade. I own 4 trademarks at $2,000 each. I didn't want anyone to have a portion of me. That's how anal I was about, because I had this, like, I was very talented and I knew it. And I had seen in my family, people get used. Like people get, like trying to get into music, trying to get into this, trying to get into that. And I was like, they're not taking parts of me. They're not, like, it was so weird how I even came to it, because I would have never come to it had I not had to be medically withdrawn from college. Because I had my first very embarrassing, very public manic episode in college. It was the worst. And I was well known. I was a singer. I was, gospel choir leader for the university. I spoke when we went places. So I was well known. And to go from such a height to be smashed to the earth and into a million little pieces, it was so embarrassing. It was the worst. But I got over it. I went to I did it. I went to college in 2000. I graduated in 2000. I went to college in 2000. By 2002, I was done. But I started the business. I remember sitting on the edge of my hospital bed because I couldn't even go home with my family. I had to go to the hospital for 30 days when you could say somebody's not acting right and they would keep them, remand them to a hospital. Now they tell me, oh, well, you got to prove that the person is insane. You like, well, what I got to do? Take pictures, video? Like,
you know what? You want to bring the
like this person needs help. Like, this person needs help. But I was back in the days where all you had to say was, this person need help, and they grab you, take you. So I was there for a month, and I sat on the edge of the bed, and I'm very in tune with the divine. I'm a shaman as well, and an oracle and a prophet. I've always been my whole life. That's a whole nother conversation. But I sat on the edge of my hospital bed, and I'm like, God, what am I going to do now? And I felt such despair. And God said to me, he tapped me on my shoulder. He said, honey, you haven't even begun to unlock the gifts that I put deep down inside of you in case of emergencies. And he said, wouldn't you classify this an emergency? I said, yes. He said, then you need to start drawing on these gifts and pull them out. And I'll never forget, I started singing in that hospital. Now, mind you, from a young child, I was always a soprano. But as I got older, there was a lot of mental anguish and pain that I went through over the sound of my voice, that I actually learned to kind of speak lower and kind of hide the ability, to the point where, with a voice, because you're a singer as well, if you don't use certain registers of your voice, you lose them. Yes, exactly. Scooben. So that's what happened. So then I get into the hospital, and he says that, and I start singing, and my entire range came back. And I remember them calling to my grandmother, because my grandmother checked on me every day in the hospital. I was 7 hours away from home, and it's still in state, but I was out near Pittsburgh. It was actually Oil City. And they would tell her, ma'am, he sounds like a bird. Something happened. He didn't come in sounding like this. He's all in the rafters, and he sounds so beautiful, and he sounds so pretty. And you know what she said to them? That's my grandson. That's what he can do. Just let me know that he's eating and sleeping and drinking water, and, he's all right. And they said, well, yeah, he's fine. Other than the fact that he sings all day, he's fine.
And it's deep, because it's like, you said a lot of things that made me want to touch on. It's deep because it's like, so many times people can see the things that are in you that you can't, that you forget, and you get distracted because of all the pain or the person or the whatever has happened to you. You get distracted from all the gifts you have, and you forget their gifts because they're just in you, And I saw another thing, like what you said, where God put that in you, It was TD Jakes. He was like, you prayed for trees, and God showed up with an acorn. And you can catch an attitude, be mad. You just ain't what I asked for, this and other. And people don't see, this is literally, because I can't just give you the tree.
Right.
Because you don't know how to take care of it. You don't know that tree. You don't know how you don't know how to appreciate it. But if I give you this seed, you're gonna grow a tree, and you're gonna know the tree, and you're gonna learn so much more than just being given the thing you think you want, So that's deep.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened. From that day, even my singing voice changed. Everything changed. I became so prolific at everything. I never went to college for business administration. I never learned, but I've always been an avid reader. I was in college for biology, pre-veterinary medicine. I love animals. So that's what I was going to do. And then when that ship sailed, and the divine said to me, you've got all these beautiful things in case of emergency. It's time to use them. I was reluctant because I was looking at the failures of others. But the divine had to get me to realize the failures of others have nothing to do with you.
Mm-hmm.
And the crazy thing about that was, when I started to emerge, all of those people who I had seen their failures, they got real jealous.
And they try to cast it on you, like, well, you know such and such can happen, and you better not do this, because what if this, what if that?
Yes. And then it turned into hatred. Scooben, I don't even I have 3 siblings on my mother's side. I talk to none of them because of this. I have uncles and aunts. I talk to none of them because of this. My grandmother invested 6 figures into my career. I'm sitting here. I talk to her. I live with her. We live together. We are the masterminds, and there are 3 generations between us. And we are the only 2 that see the vision for the vision. It's so.
While they talking, where your check at?
Listen, Listen, I went viral a couple of years ago with this. It was called the Fuck Your Haters Challenge. And it said, sweetheart, your haters don't matter. Not for real. What check are they cutting you? Fuck them. And honey, I meant every time I said it. Every time I said it, and I've had the best of the best do that challenge. But but then you realize, and I did, and I had to realize everybody in my life was not meant to be there for the long haul. Now that I am who I am, and now, like you said, now that acorn that I had to water, that I had to till the ground, that I had to make sure through the summer, through the winter, through the spring, and through the fall that it was taken care of, now it's a tree. And now everybody see it bearing fruit, and they want to come steal my fruit. And I'm like, get out of my car.
This is what's crazy. This it's so deep because we had talked about this at Crossroads for a lot, and it was the one thing I love about them is they break it down in a way where you be like, nah, I would have never thought about it like that. But think about Joseph.
Yeah.
He was the one who had to endure all that abuse,
Yep.
had to go through all that trash.
Yep.
And at the end of the day, it was really to save his family.
Yep.
And the rest of Egypt and everybody else. But I mean, the really save his family, you know?
Right.
But, you know, so I always looked at that story like, oh, Joseph was better than me, baby, because I would have been like, shit, I don't know what to tell you, baby. It's a famine.
Listen.
Maybe you should go trade with the people who you threw me in a pit for. Okay.
Yeah, who you threw me in a pit and sold me into slavery too? Okay. Yeah, go check with them.
Yeah. Hey, the Lord's still working on me, okay?
Well, guess what? The Lord has worked on me, and I owe my family nothing. Amen. I've had therapy for 15 years, and the Lord would say to me, it's time to let go. You're responsible for you. Because coming into this world with a mother on drugs and an absentee father, I did a lot. I used to steal lunches from school for my siblings. Like it just was so much. I put everyone before me all my life. All my life, I always put me last. And then God said to me, well, okay, so you want a career in entertainment. And he told me up front, and I'm like, no, it's gonna be like that. He said, okay, listen, this ain't gonna be the way you've seen. We're not going to do it that way, because if you do it that way, you'll just be what they're already used to. We got to do it this way. And then he starts laying out the schematics, and I'm like, can we really do that? And he's like, yeah, we can really do that. And this is what we're going to, this is what we're going to do. And you going to be with me? Yeah, I'm going to be with you.
I got you.
That was me. I needed to be reassured constantly. And he's like, yeah, this is what we're going to do. And every single step, every single brick on my house I've built, me and the divine, both our hands was on it. Both our hands was on every brick. Every brick, every single brick, every brick. And it's just like, it's so amazing. But I said all of that to say this. In therapy, I had survivor's guilt because I was the only one in my family that made it out. We all started in the projects. And, you know, I come from a very well-educated family, but they made poor choices, really bad choices. And I find that a lot of those choices were because they were gay and lesbian, and they could not accept themselves because they cared too much about what everyone else thought. That was me for the beginning of my life. But when I turned 30, it's just started like falling off me. Like today, being 39 and turning 40 in September, I'm just going to say this. I could give no fucks about what people think about me today.
Oh, behold my field of fucks and see how it is bearing.
You're such a thespian. He's a thespian. Oh, behold my field of fucks and see how it is barren. Oh my God. You are amazing. You are absolutely amazing. Like, oh my God. And you make me smile. You make me laugh so much. Please tell me that comedy is a part of what you do.
Comedy, that was one of my first things I wanted to be as a comedian, but I know I got all weird, puberty and whatnot. But yeah, I used to always want to be like a comedian. I'm just goofy. I don't know why. Stuff just comes to me.
It's good though. It's good. It's like everything about you is so good. So okay. There's one song I want to talk to you about specifically. Okay. Where is it? Let me see where that song go. Get this. Did you know in iTunes, when you put in your name, you're the only one that pops up?
Amen.
Yes, like in the search, that is amazing because I have to put when I put the queen up, the queen of fire, the queen of shade, the queen of water, all these other queens come up. But I go to put in. Look at this. I put in Scooben. First thing that comes up, Scooben von Duben. I'm not that guy. That's the first search. I want to talk about that song, I'm Not That Guy, because I heard your song Pizza. And you were rapping and basically emceeing. And then I heard, I'm Not That Guy. And you were singing. And I was like, Scooben, your voice is absolutely beautiful. Absolutely. It is. Absolutely beautiful. This is the part where you say thank you.
Thank you.
No, I know it too. I was the type of person where people give me compliments and it's like, how do I take that? Because you're not used to hearing people say those kinds of things to you in your life, and I can imagine with vitiligo that people said a lot of more negative things.
Right.
But now it's time for you to hear those positive things. And trust me, Queen of Shade is absolutely positivity. She's a little bit of a flirt, She's a collector. She collects beautiful men, Black and Latin men from around the world. And now she's got her claws in you, Mr. Scooben, and she will never let you go. And it's good to be, it's good to be one of the Queen of Shades boys. Trust me, it's good. It has perks, 401ks, IRAs. Come on, honey. Yes, stocks and bonds. Trust me, you're good. So tell me about the song, I'm Not the Guy, and how it came about. And your voice, because you sound so amazing singing it.
Well, thank you again. So the song was, it was funny. It was like, I was in a situation where it was like a wishy-washy situation, with this person. Okay. And nothing was established. It wasn't like we were dating or anything, but it was very flirty. We would see each other consistently, but it wasn't like,
it's called a sneaky link.
But it wasn't even like no linking happening. It was just, basically, we were in a production together. So we was hanging out,
Okay.
And so it was weird. We hung out after the production. It was cool. And we had went out for the person's birthday. And so I don't know. I'm like a cool, silly, goofy person, but I can be super romantic and do little romantic shit.
Yeah.
So,
Somebody's calling again. Somebody's calling. You're popular, Scooben.
Jesus, give me the strength, Lord. And I still don't know how to put the do not disturb on. Anyway, okay, so it was, the person's birthday. And so they liked a certain ice cream. I asked what type of.
They did it again. Yeah, it did it again. I can see you. I can see you now.
So, Lord, I don't know about this iPhone, Jesus. But, I feel old now. Where are the millennials at?
Well, listen, if you have an iPhone, before you go on with your story, if you have an iPhone, if you do the drop-down menu and hit focus, if you go under focus, you'll see do not disturb. So drop-down menu, it's the half moon for focus. And and then it'll say do not disturb, and then we're good.
Okay, bam. Learn something new every day.
Yeah. And I'm older than you. So you were saying romantically, you guys were hanging out. I mean, not even romantic, just kind of after the production.
Hanging out, but it was some flirty stuff going on, And so I'm like trying to take it to the next level. And so I had went out and got this ice cream. It was like the ice cream they like was discontinued, and I like found the one that was like the closest to it. And I went to this expensive restaurant. They like the cake. I got the cake, and then what else did I get? And they were like into jazz music and little weird shit. So I like got some old school jazz music. It was like a cute little gift. Yeah. And I'm just like such a grandma. I like always like if I give somebody a car, they have to have money in it. Like that's how we was raised. Like
yes.
I appreciate your thought, but like you could have put a dollar in
this damn thing.
Like I mean, so I put a couple bucks in the car. And so we went out, we were drinking, we had some food, and we were leaving. And so I waited. I had like got a cooler and like had it all hid in the cooler in the back seat, and they had no idea. So when I'm dropping the person off, I give them the gifts. And they're like, "Oh my God, these are so like, oh my God, this is crazy," So it was what it was. So we texted the next day, and they're like, "Yeah," I'm like, "Oh, we're just friends," and I'm just like, "Oh," and it just, I guess I wrestled with it so much because I felt like they were pulling at me first, and then like because I wasn't even paying, like you know what I mean. It was cool, but then they. you know how that be. It's like, I'm trying to be cool with it. You like you flirting with me. You know what I'm saying? So then I flirt back. Now you acting weird. It's like, okay. And so I don't know. I was just really wrestling with that. And the thing was, it was like that's when I wrote that song. It was like a wail in a way. Like it was like letting that out. Like fuck. Like I'm, you know. But at the same time, it was like a coming of acceptance. Like you just don't be the guy, you know. And I couldn't think of the name. It was funny because I had the music and I was just hearing it, and I think I had like some of the words, but I didn't have the "I'm not the guy" part.
Yeah.
And so I love the Red Table Talk. Yeah. And Will Smith was on there talking about something, and he was like, "I'm just not the guy. I just had to realize I'm not the guy." Yeah. And it just hit me like, I'm just not the guy. Like, it don't mean that you're bad. It don't mean that, you know. It's like I always say, you know, the puzzle for the kids, like it's got shapes. Like, honey, quit trying to squish the circle through the triangle. Like, you know, it's a beautiful triangle hole. I'm sure that you love that. But, you know, it's a circle hole for you. And you fall right into it, you know? And so that song was just kind of me, it's really my mind processing that whole situation and then coming to terms. Like, I mean, it didn't work. I feel kind of stupid, but it's okay. And I'm not going to give them more love. I'm not going to, like, be mad at you and bash your name in the street, you know, drag your name through the street, you know. I'm just gonna, you know, you just gotta get over it. And hey, like I said at the end, and it's fine. Hey, whatever.
You know what's so crazy though? What I hate. See, watch this. Now here's your reaction. I told you, wait, let's talk on camera so you can get it, so I can get your reactions. That's what I said before it started. But Scooben, I'll be turning 40 in September. I have never had a boyfriend, ever. And I have been celibate for 10 years. Now, before that, I was a hoe. Yeah, I was for one summer, just for one summer. And I mean a lot.
Hot girl summer, baby.
Oh, no. It
about a bit. Hey.
It wasn't a hot girl summer. It was a hot grandmama summer. I slept with 85 men. Mm. Yeah. So I don't know what that is. That's not a hot girl summer. That's hell.
Look, it's almost a hot girl centurion.
Right? that's a burn your edges summer. That's a burn your edges summer. But literally, after it happened, I went celibate. And I've been celibate for 10 years. But I think when I look at it, I think I was kind of frustrated because I always showed up. I've always been a type of person where when you meet me, to my friends, to my lovers, to anyone that I know, I come with abundance. I bring abundance with me, no matter what I'm doing. Abundance of time, abundance of love, abundance of gifts, abundance of care, abundance of wisdom, abundance of resources, abundance of consolation. I bring abundance with me to every single person that I meet. Probably why I haven't had a boyfriend, because they're like, bitch, you giving them all the same thing. But anyway, yeah, it's how I am. I show up with abundance. I just do. So not a lot of people are used to that. They're not used to that. What you mean I can have it if I want it? You can have it if you want it. And now it forces them to give thought to what they weren't thinking about before. And then it forces them to walk through their life and their trauma and their experiences and realize if they want to take a step towards something new. And most people are cowards. They will revert to their fears and not take the step. And I say cowards because it is how you have to live your life as a human being. You cannot be afraid to take that step of faith. And anything, in business, on a job, like you did moving from Cincinnati to Miami, you cannot be afraid to live. See, I don't go out a lot, so most people think, oh, she's scared to live. No. She's not scared to live. You're just not worth her time. You're not worth her time. She's not stepping out. She's not afraid to step out on faith and go meet you here and go meet you there and go there. It's just that she's assessed you and you're not worth her time or the effort.
That's too much sugar for a dime, baby.
Colloquialism, I love them.
I'm a sugar store. Hello? Too much sugar for a dime, okay?
You are a mess. No, but I love it, but it's true. It's true. So, you know, it stings at first because you're like, I really put myself out there. But you know what you do? Like me, if I put myself out there to the world, when I lose one, I lose one. I had a situation happen today. Like, I've had men thank me for 15 to 20 years of supporting them at everything they did, showing up, showing them in all my platforms, from MySpace all the way to Twitter, all the way to Instagram. I've had men say, you have been with me literally through my adult life. Like, you have literally been with me. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's what I do. It's not a problem. So when I encounter people like I did today, I supported this man for years. He's absolutely gorgeous. And he doesn't even know. I actually sent his photo, not by itself. You know how you can share something. So when you share it in the DM messages, it's their page. They can go to it and look at them themselves. Like, I'm all about the trail. So I sent him to this larger page that was showing men, because I haven't posted anything on Instagram since December 1st for reasons that I'm not going to go into right now. But yeah, since December, but I'm all the rave on TikTok, honey. I'm giving TikTok a business. We'll get to that in a second. But I go and the person shows them on their larger page, and then I go to congratulate them with them not knowing that I was the reason they got on the larger page, and I'm blocked. And they
before you can congratulate, or after you congratulate? Before
I could congratulate.
Wow.
I'm the reason they got on the page, and they blocked me. And guess what I said? Because the person wrote me, the owner of the page wrote me and was like, this is an outrage and he doesn't even know. Should I take him down? And I'm like, no. And he said, why? And I said, because I have 1,000 more to replace him.
Hello.
1,000 more. Do you know who I am and what I do for men? Black and Latin men. I showcase Black and Latin men every single day of my life, every single hour, because there's so many goddamn people having babies in this country and in this world. Every single hour, a new hot boy turns 18. A new hot boy turns 21. And what do these Black and Latin men want? They want to be models. They want to show off. They want to be profile. They want to be looked at and seen as cute and sexy and hot. And they're not afraid to take off their shirts. And I'm right there like, hi, you're new. And I just move right to the next one. That has been my philosophy for so many years, because I learned it in fashion. You know, they call them models of the minute. That's not by happenstance. Literally, you got about 60 seconds to be here, and then the next face will be on. That's really what I come from. So I use it in a more positive way. It helps me to not catch feelings, I guess, but I'm invested. I love every single boy that I show. But when they turn on me, it's nothing, baby. It's nothing. Because one thing they do not understand is I'm going to find 100 more that have your aesthetic.
I always say it, baby, I'm the catch.
Right. Listen. I'm the catch. I'm the ball. I'm the throw. I'm the wind. I'm the sunny day that you out here on this diamond having this baseball freaking game. I'm the grass. Like, come on. I'm the stands that your fans sit in. Like, come on. I'm the whole stadium. Like, that's me. That's who I am. That's how I built my life. And it was like, okay. And literally I said it to him and he was like, you're right. Like, not the guy, because I didn't speak to the guy anymore, but the owner of the page. And then I shot the owner of the page 5 new guys. You're not hurting me, boo-boo. You're hurting you. You're hurting you. You know, people need, and this is the thing, I was saying this to my grandma the other day. People need to be careful how they treat people. Now, mind you, I sit in a decorated seat. I am who I am. They know who I am. But there were many years when people did not know what I possessed and what I could do. And they gave me their asses to kiss. And those people are now, they're shaking. And it's like, baby, I'm not vengeful. I just move on. You won't get any of my light. I just choose not to mess with you. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. I just choose not to mess with you. I won't shine in your direction. See, people always say, especially in church, because I came out of church too, I'm not in church anymore, but you know, let your light shine, let your light shine. Well, did they forget that lights have lamps and shades? You can direct where the light goes. You know, I have a spotlight. I can shine it anywhere I want to. I can control it. It's my light.
There's a guy I know, we talk sometimes, and he's an energy recharger. Like he'll talk to you, and he be knowing stuff.
Yeah.
And one thing he said about it, he was like, "What you got to realize is when you come out, like say for the reference you use is crackhead." So he says, "Say if you are a crackhead and you want to get better, and you in this house and you look up, you like, I can't do this."
Yeah.
When you leave and get better, you be right, you be doing good, everything be cool. And you think about those people, I want to bring them, I want to get them out. You cannot go back into the house.
Nope.
Because what you fail to realize is you always been the visionary.
Yeah.
So even though you get this new suit, you still the same person because you back in the same surroundings with them. You got to leave your light outside. And if they want to see the light, they're going to come to the light.
They got to come to the light.
I ain't about to come in here shining in people's eyes and stuff. I'm just over here shining. You want some light, come over here.
I agree. That is exactly what it is. And many have come out, and you should see it. Some of my boys, they're really loyal to me. And they'll be like, you just showed him and he used to talk about you like a dog. And I'm just like, it's okay. It's all right. No, Queen, I don't like that. It's okay. Why? And then I throw up 3 more new guys. Oh, Queen, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not hung up on one guy. I'm not hung up on any guys. I love them all. I love all of you. All of you have unique gifts and abilities. All of you. And that is how I look at it. And I'm one of those people where if I did love, say I was a mother or a father, because I'm two-spirited, I would love my children equally. Now, mind you, I have a favorite nephew. I do have a favorite nephew, and I love him a lot. I would probably leave him in my will before I left my own children, but that's just my nephew Evan. That's my nephew Evan. I don't care what nobody say. Like that's my nephew, and I will look out for him. Like that's just what that will always be. And nobody can. I've heard family members, "Oh, will you always?" No, I'm gonna be there for him. I'm gonna be there for him. It don't matter. You gonna come all the way back? Yes, I'm gonna come all the way back to make sure he's That's the one where they say, "Oh, you can't come up in the house and get him," like you just said. I'm going up in the house. I got on my sludge and sewage boots because now I'm walking up in the house to grab him. You don't belong in here. Let's go.
Okay, there, boy.
This ain't the condo that I put you in. What you doing over here?
This ain't that.
This ain't the condo. I put you specifically across town so you wouldn't have to deal with this. Why are you over here? I'm taking you back to the condo I got for you across town. Like that's me, But it's just so beautiful because being able to connect like this, being able to get to know each other. We're getting to know each other. This is our first conversation, really, face to face, and we done talked about everything. Like it's so crazy. So wait, now I want to stay with the music real quick. So you write your own music. Do you hear it in your head too? Because I do.
So it's funny. It depends on how I write the song. Like sometimes I'll just have a sentence I need to say and it come out. Like, you know what I mean, as a song. But then sometimes I'll hear the beat. And I don't want to be all overly dramatic, but it's like how Michelangelo would say, like, the sculpture already in there. You just got to get the stuff off. So it'd be like, that's more my approach to writing. And then sometimes I've already had a song and then this beat match it and it'd be like, oh, well, there you go.
Yeah. I hear a lot of music in my head too, but my producer, her name is Kara Tavers. She's in LA. Sometimes she sends me just beats that are so amazing, so I write to them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But most of the time I hear my music in my head. My ancestors are like that. They'll sing the whole song and then I just pick up my phone or my recorder and I just sing the whole song.
Mm.
Yeah, that's how it is. I love that. And you even said it. You said it when I sent you my link. You were like, we have to collaborate. We have to collaborate. I was like, and I sent back the smiley faces like, Okay, we'll see. But yeah, like that's what I do. This is an introduction and we're getting to know each other and everybody watched us do it. Everybody watched us do it. Now tell me, what's your birth sign?
So which one? Okay. So look, I'm in the zodiac. My sun sign is Leo.
Okay.
My Asian sign is Rabbit.
Okay.
Fire Rabbit. My rising sign is Scorpio and my moon sign is Taurus.
Yeah.
What's so funny? I randomly didn't think this until maybe a couple days ago. I had to call my sister. My sister is a Taurus and my brother's a Scorpio. I'm like, isn't that? But then my dad is Me and my dad are born on the same day. So I'm like, wow, that's like a mix of all of y'all in there now. I just look like my mama. So there you
go. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm a Libra. That's my sun sign. Libra sun, Aquarius moon. My dog, Chinese symbol. I'm the dog. And I don't know what the other one is. I forget what it is. I think it might be Virgo. I forget. Yeah, I have a lot of Virgo in me too. Yeah, because
your chart.
Yeah, and I have a lot of Libra in my chart too. Like I in several houses, I'm Libra.
Yeah, I'm Leo.
Yeah. But you know what? I should have known you were Leo. Like Leos are so spiritually in tune and so sexy, and you know I know so many Leos men that have dreads because you guys are the lions. You believe in the mane. You need the mane. You know,
you gotta have some type of hair.
Yeah. I just listen. I love wigs, so that's my hair. I used to have it long and grow it for years, and I used to sit for hours as they twisted it. And my island girlfriends twisted it and all that. No, I keep it low now, and I will put on a wig as high as God. And yeah, I like
and when the night is over.
Yeah, exactly. And brush her out, and yeah, make sure she's okay. Say, you did me good today, girl. Don't fail me tomorrow. Yeah. I won't have to replace your ass. So yeah, you just keep doing it, giving that good. Yeah, you just keep doing that. I'm crazy, as you can see. So tell us what you like to do for fun.
So I'm a big nerd. I like anime and video games. I do smoke a lot of weed.
Yeah.
I like to work out. I've been getting more into traveling and stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm really a chill guy. I'll be chilling. I'll be at home kicking it. I don't be doing nothing for real. I do love to dance and party though. I will go out, but
yeah.
Mostly an anime nerd.
Well, but get this. I love how as you got so comfortable and you showed us those beautiful arms. I was like, I'm gonna say something, but yeah, you are so like the pattern, because you do know with people with vitiligo, each person is like a Dalmatian. It's different, or a leopard. Each spot is different. There are no two people that have the same expression with vitiligo. So it really is. You're a whole unique blueprint. And it's so wonderful. That's wonderful.
It's crazy because, even with that, it changes. You know what I mean? Like, you can see here where it's darker. That's like where it's repigmented. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I always say mine's got a mind of its own, do what it wants.
Well, we're glad that it did what it did. It got you sitting here with us. I love that. I can't wait. You wait to see the thumbnail of this. I gotta pick a hot, sexy thumbnail. For these people. So tell me, and give me a goal. Like, are you working on any music right now?
Yeah, I'm definitely working on music. I met a cool producer, D-Waves. He's at QMG Studios here in Miami. Okay. He's really cool. It's like, the most important thing I feel like as an artist when you're recording is to have somebody who's like doing it with you, not a guy who just push and record.
Right.
He's such a person like, oh man, like he even challenged me sometimes. Like, hold on, do this in high pitch. I'm like, I can't hit it high. He's like, boy, I put the auto tune on it, hit it in high pitch.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right. Okay.
Yeah, you want to produce. You want to produce. What you're saying is you need a producer, not an engineer. Yeah.
That part, like, I don't want you to just push the buttons. Like, we making this together, man. Ain't you getting paid don't you want producer credit?
Yes. Yeah.
So, it's really nice. But I am working on an album coming out. I have this huge ball I'm walking next week, so I'm trying to prepare for that.
What ball is this? So people can know where it is. Like, what ball is this?
Oh, it's the Jack Mizrahi ball. It's the birthday ball.
Okay.
Sizzle ball.
Okay.
Down here in Miami.
Oh, did you say Miami Sizzle?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm familiar with them. Yeah, they've used quite a number of my guys. Yeah. Yeah.
So, what else do I have working on? Just a lot of stuff. I'm going to start getting into real estate.
Yeah.
I found a course that's really cheap. That's really cool. So that's just about knowing people, not about selling houses. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you want to move? Come on over here. I got a apartment right where you live.
Yeah. No, I love it because being down there, like the networking, you're in a progressive city, like it's real, and there's money. I love that. There's money in Miami.
It's like the guy you meet at the bar.
Yup.
In Miami is not the guy you meet at the bar in Cincinnati. Like, it's not. Like, this person is like literally an agent.
Yeah.
And, like, be kicking it with Beyonce. Like, bro, like, really?
Yep.
Like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh
Yep.
God. Like,
Yep. It's like that in Miami. You can, one of my dear friends, his name is Stevie Boy. He always talks about him driving around Miami in his Ferraris and things. And I'm just like, he's like, you got to come down to Miami. And I'm just like, I will, but I'm not coming like this. Like he keeps saying, when you go show the world this, when you go step out this, you pay for her. You pay for her. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Bjorn, he comes out. He'll come out when he wants to. Being older and being so driven and having my own company, I spend a lot of time with myself, by myself, and the creator on the divine working. Like I'm always working. There's always something new. There's always something that, people write me on Instagram and they're like, oh, we haven't seen you or heard you. And I'm like, baby, you need to come over to TikTok because I've been active on there every single day. I need your like and your view. So come on over. Like, and I give full performances on there. I do monologues and I do all of that. Like I have one called the Insane Fashion Asylum that I wrote, and I play with that. And it's just like that one. And I have My Black is 24/7, 365. I couldn't possibly cram it into 28 measly little days. And then I go into the little, and then today I started a new one. I wrote a new one, and it's like I'm an original. So like I'm giving TikTok the fire. They're getting the heat. And I also disabled your ability to be able to download my videos because I need you to come to the platform. I don't need to take it and put it over on Instagram. I went viral on Instagram 6 years ago. Like I did Instagram. I need you over here. I need it all on TikTok. That's where we go. But I use my Instagram. Yeah, it's something I celebrate. It's something I built. And I use it to talk. Or in my stories, I put guys and then I reach out and I'm like, hey, I want to interview you. And you were like, it was so funny because you were like, yes! You were like, yes! I'm like, okay. And I said to myself, he doesn't know who I am. I'm like,
I do know who you are.
Like he doesn't know, but that reaction you gave me made me think like you did.
The first time I came across your page, I was on YouTube, I think, but I was following that Poppy Suave story.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I saw that interview you did, and I was like, oh, it was really deep.
Deep. He's my baby. Me and him, I'm from Philadelphia. He's from Philadelphia, like me.
He's so nice.
Yeah, he is. Like when he came here for Thanksgiving, right after I launched this, we did that story. He was one of my first stories. And yeah, I was happy to help him. And he will always win in life. So I'm not worried about him. Like, but he's one where I told him, like, I text him every now and then, and I'm like, bitch, don't worry. When I get rich and famous, you got to come with me. You got to come with me. You part of the entourage. And I don't have a big entourage, so you got to come. He was like, my pleasure. I'm like, yep, you got to come. To tell that landlord, listen, here's the money. I'm not going to need this no more. All my stuff's going in storage. I'm going to Europe with the queen. That's what's going on with that one. That's my guy. That's my guy. Like, that is my guy. Like, I love him so much. And he's such a positive person, and people don't realize that because sometimes he's ranting about what happened to him. He's getting his message and his story out there. But that man loves. Like, it's so funny. I don't go out much, but when he came home, he lives closer to the city. I'm farther out. He came all the way up here, met me at the train. We went into the city. We had lunch. Then his stop was before mine. He didn't get off. He saw me all the way to the end of my stop to where I got into my car, and then got back on there and went back down to his stop. I'm just like, he was like, Queen, I know what you need. I know what you need. You don't want to be running these streets by yourself. You got haters. You got haters. I don't need you out here fighting and clocking people in the top of the head with what's in your purse and stuff. Like, I can't be doing all that. So,
no.
And that's another reason why I tend to stay around Black and Latin men. Like, the ones that love me, you will never get to me. Are you kidding?
Now let me call one of my nephews over here.
Well, Lord. I had a situation where my brother, this is the thing, I have a 3-year restraining order against my brother because back in March, he's schizophrenic. So I got bipolar disorder, PTSD, and acute anxiety. He got schizophrenia. Schizophrenia that condition is very hairy. So he got that, and he was in the army, and then his father died. We have different fathers. His father died. and he just didn't take it well. And he was discharged from the Army, and he kind of was down on his luck, and it just sent him off. He was manic for a very long time. So I brought him here to where I live with my grandmother, and my nephews were here at that time, and it was hell. And then my nephews moved out, and then he just turned very violent, and he was trying to kill my grandmother and me. So I ended up having to fight him. He bit me. It was really bad. And get this, I had called the police earlier. They came out and said there was nothing that they could do. And then because they left, then
it escalated.
Yeah, and it was.
That's the thing, you know, when everybody was talking about police reform and stuff, and they're like, well, what the police go? You know, it's like, no, we just need stuff for mental health.
Yeah.
We need somebody who can do something, who can de-escalate a situation, who can, like, we need that resource, you know?
Get this. I'm telling on Philadelphia because I'm upset with them. Get this. They patched me through to a mental health mobile unit. And the mental health mobile unit told me there was nothing that they could do. Wow. They told me that it wasn't against the law for him to be manic, and that it wasn't against the law for him to refuse to take medicine.
But like, look, we're not talking about whether or not he's taking medicine. It's about what he got in his hand. Can y'all come and get him, okay?
Yeah, he ended up almost killing me. He was strangling me, but I'm a little stronger than him. I weigh more, so I was able to get out of it. But yeah, I almost died on my bathroom floor, and my grandmother was crying. And yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. And the crazy thing was that was the video that got the first notice on TikTok. They was like, "Girl, you're so gorgeous, and you're dealing with that." Yeah, and I put on my dress. I hid my my scars, and wrapped my bandages on my hands, and I continued to work. That's what I do. But I knew once I went down to family court and they issued the restraining order, and then the cops came to forcibly remove him. And this happened in 24 hours. I don't sleep. I didn't sleep. I didn't come back to the house, and I didn't allow my grandmother back into the house until we were walking in the evening of the next day with the police. So, and he knew it was coming. I told him it was coming. So he was ready. He had packed, and they came and they got him. And then he started flipping shit on the lawn, and they told me and my grandmother to go in the house. And it was what it was. And the crazy thing was, I looked at him, and as they put him in the car, I was in the window, and I looked at him, and I knew that was the last time I'd see my brother on this side of life. I knew I would never see him again, never lay eyes on him physically ever again. And he was like the last sibling that I had, because like the others have been separated, because this crown that I wear is the Queen of Shade. It's large, so people can't take that. They're jealous. So he was one that I thought, oh, you know, and all the years that I knew him, like we lived together when we were younger, band together, put our money together, got an apartment, all that stuff. We always looked out for each other. He never once disrespected me, nothing. All of a sudden, oh, you're a fucking faggot doing the work for that fucking bitch. And like, it got really violent. And I'm like, no, you can't do that here. Can't do that here. And I ended up having to fight him, but it saved my life and hers. So I don't regret it. And that's like, it's so crazy because we're not in the hood anymore. We done both graduated from suburban schools. We done went on with our life. In June, he'll be 36. Like, come on. And get it, he would say things. He was upset with the fact that I got help for my mental health. And it was like, but sweetie, I started 15 years ago. You got to start sometime. I started way before 36. You got to start. And people don't understand. Unchecked mental illness gets worse as you get older.
It's worse and worse and worse.
Yes, they don't realize that. So yes, to him, it was harder to start because he had way more to peel back. You know,
it's like a calcification. You know, it just grows. It just keeps growing off you. So the longer you let it grow, you get a whole tree in your brain.
And get it, it's gonna hurt. And get it, it's gonna hurt when you start. Yeah, when you start cutting at that, that's gonna hurt. Because that was the way I approached my therapy. When they asked me, why are you doing therapy all those years ago? I said, I have two options. I said, I look at myself as having a big wound in my hand and a whole bunch of glass in it. I said, I can deal with the pain and ignore the glass, let the wound close and travel to other arteries and cause further damage in my body. Or I can rip that wound open, let it bleed, let it pain, take my tweezers and pull out all the glass shards. And that's what I chose to do. I knew it was going to hurt. Therapy hurts. It's not easy. Nothing in this life is easy. Nothing me sitting here, this wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. I fought tooth and nail to get this. And it is what it is. And that's just the reality of life. But anyway, on a more lighter note, I'm so happy to have met you because now we're gonna be texting and going crazy because I want to keep up with you. I want to find out when your album's gonna drop. I want to hear, I just want to. Where do you dance? Like, what kind of dance is it?
So I do all type of dancing. I was a go-go boy when I first came down here.
Yes, that's what I was hoping. Okay. I
do hip hop. That's my main background is hip hop. But I did some go-go. I was gonna like do the whole exotic dancer thing, but it was just like it wasn't what I expected. Like the place I went to, it was like more of like a male petting zoo or something. I was just like, man, like it's a no. Like
Scooben, you know what it is. Scooben, you got morals.
I'm like, I want to go to a place. I want to have my time. I'm a dance. I'm going to sit in the back. I'm not working the room. I want to dance, throw my money. I'm going in the back. It ain't that much to me. Like it's a side gig. Like I have other jobs. I just want some cash. Like I don't want to be talking to them and touching them. Like I don't want to do all that. Like nah, man, that's not my brand. Okay, my brand is look, but don't you touch. Okay.
I hear that. No, I hear that. Like, guys are pretty, but I like the male petting zoo analogy. That was cute. Like that really tickled me. Because that's what it
was like a little corral of them, It was like they had this little circle. They all just standing in there. I'm like, nobody's there. Like, what's happening? Like, I'm thinking, you watch the movies, you watch Chocolate City, or you think it's gonna be lit. It's like a party. It's some hot people dancing. No. It's like super laid back and creepy. Like I was cool. Like,
so I have a question for you. Are you ready for Sizzle?
I'm as ready. Oh, look, I'm getting ready. Jesus, look, I'm gonna be busting through their door too.
Oh my God! Are you just doing the one event, or do they have you booked for several?
So actually, I got booked for. I'm walking the ball, but that's not like it's like a Sizzle themed event. But I don't know if it's exactly connected with Sizzle, but I think it is. It's say the Sizzle ball,
Yeah.
But then I got somebody hit me up to perform some music, so I get to perform on Sunday. I'm still looking for some dancers. I don't have a crazy budget, but hey, the leads can come. I'll have leads.
You'll find your dancers. And sometimes, what? And I saw too, if the dancers don't work out, you're pretty enough to stand on stage by yourself. Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, because I saw you on stage and you were doing your thing and you were in it. You were in the moment and you sounded good. And I'm like, oh yeah, you can do it. Like that's what I built my career for. Listen, I'm 40. Okay. These knees are not Megan knees. Okay. These knees are not Megan knees.
Honey, these are Megan nose. Okay.
Right? You are not about to get all of that from me. Now I like to move and I'm exotic and my music goes with it. I'm very ethereal. You're gonna think you met God when you done at my concert. That's fine. Yeah. But all that hands on your knees or shaking hands on your no. I'm no. Plus I got to be up there with big fans because I got to blow that hair off my face. Them wigs. I got to blow that hair. I need that Beyonce fan, honey. I need that Beyonce fan. And people don't understand when it's great when you're brought into shows because they're gonna build a stage for you. Because most people like Beyonce and all of them, they building their own stages when they go places. See
that part.
See, okay, and that costs money, all that equipment, but. We'll talk about that later off camera. That's the business, and they didn't pay us for this. But anyway, it's been so amazing to talk to you. Give me 3 words that inspire and empower you to be who you
are. 3 words. Look, be like that guy from commercial. Live life well. No. Or no, that's progressive. Next time you return it to your parents. Well, 3 words. I never can just give it. I have to think and really be like, okay. 2 words. Adapt. Evolve and change.
Yeah. All good words. Now, Mr. Scooben Von Duben, tell everyone where they can find you on social media. Anywhere, on the website, anything. Tell them.
You can find me on all the social media platforms at Scooben Von Duben. I also have Linktree. So check out the links. All my music is I think my music is on every streaming platform. Scooben by Duben is the same name. Check me out. You can find it.
I'm gonna put all the links below the video. Don't worry, they're gonna know. They're gonna know. Thank you so much for gracing us with your beautiful presence and personality and your wisdom today. You were absolutely everything I hoped for and more. You were. And
thank you so much.
And trust me, my people, they follow and they watch. They may not say anything, but they gonna watch you. Oh, he said he didn't want to be a part of a petting zoo. Well, look at this. This is him at Sizzle. He look at this. I got the footage. Queen, look.
Now he came out as a zebra. Now, I thought it wasn't a zoo. What's going on?
So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, you have heard the vocal stylings of Mr. Scooben von Duben. Say goodbye, but don't go anywhere.
Bye-bye, people.
So did you enjoy? I hope you did. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, and don't forget to cash at me at the Queen of Shade. I am your favorite content creator, right? Right. You want to see more of this content, right? Right. Cash at me. I love you. Mwah.
I've got my black stilettos on. Don't you make me take them off. I'm assuming first position. Gonna show you I'm a boss. I've been given 60 seconds just to put my thing down. I'll have you wanting my stilettos by the time I turn around.